Hi, this video is about how to rank in Google Maps for beginners, local SEO for 2019. So Google Maps would be, let's say we search Dallas plumber, this is ads, this is also ads, you can see it right along here, and then in this section right here. How do you get your business to rank in here? Because it used to be this first result was above the fold, which meant when I first searched it, you could see it. Now you can't even see it, and this is even worse on the mobile. You have to scroll down quite a bit to get to these listings, so it's actually much better to be here than it is to be here. So how do you do that? So in this video, I'll show you a big secret for ranking Google that I can't believe no one talks about. I just don't see anybody talking about it. And it's just super important to understand when going about doing this. I'm also going to give you the priority areas to focus on, which means less wasted time and money for you. There's a ton of time and money wasters. There's some services that are just a big waste of money. They're way more expensive than what you need to do, and they just don't do really, they do a lot of things that don't matter. There's basically a limited amount of things you can do in SEO that technically matter, but that really don't move you forward. And so focusing on the big hitters is where you get the results for your time and energy that you spent. And I'm also going to talk about the most common mistake that people make in local SEO. My name is David Hood, and I've made well over $1 million with SEO, and I'm on a mission to help at least 10,000 other people make their first $1 million online. So first of all, let's talk about something called an NAP. No, this is not a nap. This is not taking a nap. This is name, address, and phone number. Okay, so you want this to be on your website, and you want it to be in your Google My Business page. So when you're here, let's say you're Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, and you log into the account that owns it, the Gmail account. You go to business.google.com. When you sign into here, it'll show you your Google My Business pages. All right, and then your citations. This is essentially your business reference information on other websites. So this is actually one example of a citation. This is actually a citation. It has your name, your address, and your phone number. That would make it a citation. And I also most people don't consider it, but I also consider the URL, the domain name, to be part of the citation. So you getting a link is actually really important. But you have these on like Yelp and Yahoo Local and Bing Local. Those are some really common examples. But there's a lot of like lower quality, lower volume sites where you want it to all match. So your NAP has to be the same on website, Google My Business, and on citations. Sometimes like sweet spelled slightly differently. I think Google gets that, and some people say, oh, it has to be exactly the same. I mean, you want it to be the same if you can, but some places they don't. Their website doesn't allow for it to be completely the same across everything. All right, it used to be you could just build like a ton of citations across a bunch of different sites, and if I had 400 and you had 200, then I would likely outrank you in the maps.
Well, technically, I outrank you.
So far up your ass! Okay?
That's not really true anymore. It is important that you have citations, but it's really not so much about the quantity of citations as it is about the quality of citations and some other things that I'm going to talk about in a second. Also part of the quantity thing is that when you build citations to like when you have a verified Google My Business page, as I showed, like Benjamin Franklin Plumbing has, then there's a bunch of websites out there that will scrape this information. They will crawl Google My Business, and they will take that information, they will copy it and put it on their website. Okay, and so that's part of the reason why you don't need to like worry about, oh well, get as many as I can. All right, so here's the other thing. Relevant directories can help a lot. And what do I mean by relevant? I mean geo. So like if you're in Dallas, and niche. And so there's actually a lot of the niche ones are really great and easy to find, and so are the geographical ones. But you can just go in here and just go plumbing directories. All right, and find ones that are ranking up here. This is actually a service company, so I wouldn't use them. You just have to go through. There's probably 2 or 3 on this front page. I'd go through the first 3 pages and see, which ones would be good. Those are much better than a lot of even like, let's say, being local to get, a good quality, authoritative plumbing directory for your plumbing company, and getting your NAP all matched up and a link back to your site. That's going to be really helpful. Not just for maps, but in general for ranking. Okay, so big money wasters. All right, so the most common one is Yext. But there's a lot of services like Yext. I don't know why it took me to .ca somehow. It thinks I'm in Canada, even though I'm in Dallas. This service is wildly expensive. I think it's like, last I checked, I haven't used it in a year or two. It's like $500 a year. And yeah, it's kind of convenient and enables you to put a bunch of citations out really quickly. But I don't think this is a major ranking factor. And a lot of these citations, you can pay someone like overseas in just a couple hours to do all that, and it can cost you, instead of $500, it can cost you $20, maybe less, especially if they're trained and they know what they're doing. So, and also you don't have to have every one of these. So I just find this to be a wildly overpriced service because of the fact that citations aren't as important as they used to be. All right, so the most common mistake, most companies make this mistake when doing local SEO, is when you have multiple locations and you put them all on a single locations page. What you want to do is you want to have an individual page for each individual location, and then when you build your citations to each location, so let's say you have 3 locations in your plumbing company, you go in here, let's say they let you have 3 different listings. You want to have a different, so let's say you have a Dallas, you have a Fort Worth, and you have an Austin, Texas one, okay? You want separate pages and you want separate links going to each one. You're leaving a lot of authority on the table when you send it all to one page. It's not like the end of the world, but it's still a really big mistake that is very easy to set up, and ultimately, long-term, it helps you more and more as time goes on. This is a really big mistake. I'm surprised a lot of people don't really talk about this, but it's pretty helpful. Okay, so what you also need to do is you need to basically the basic simple on-page SEO, which I've shot a video about it. I'll put a link below to that, and that is your domain name, your titles, and your URLs need to be done well. And this helps you rank in the maps. And the reason for that is the big secret that no one talks about. I just can't believe this, but and I haven't confirmed this, so I'm taking a little bit of a chance, but I haven't confirmed in this specific case. Basically, the main way that you rank in the maps is by ranking down in the regular organic. Okay, when you rank down in the regular organic, you typically rank here if you have all this other stuff set up properly, if you have a consistent NAP, if you have your Google My Business set up properly. Okay, so typically what you're going to see is these people are going to be ranking on the first page. Now, there is another big factor, which is where I'm sitting. I'm actually sitting up in Plano, which is a suburb up here, so that makes this a little bit skewed. So let's actually do Plano, Texas plumber. All right, this should probably be a bit more accurate in terms of, okay, so what website is this? It's not giving me a website. Plano Plumbing TX. Classic Plano Plumbing TX, they're on the first page. American leak detection. Well, sometimes it's not always accurate. And then maybe they have a different website than American leak detection, Dallas. 24-hour plumbers. Let's see what their website is. 24-hour plumbers, Plano. You know, this is a pretty odd scenario. Usually this is not the case. Maybe maybe there's something going on with the other listings. Maybe these people are super close to where I'm sitting right now. I do see that these two are actually very close. They're within, I think, like a mile or two of where I'm actually sitting, and so that's part of the reason. So being closer does matter, but basically the plan here is really setting up your Google My Business, your NAP, and your citations correctly, and on your website as well. And then B is doing the regular stuff to rank in the regular organic. Okay, you do those two things together, and you will rank better in the maps. Okay, you will rank much better, and if anyone near you searches, then you will rank. And so I did mention that it is geolocated, so you know, especially the maps results are going to be different depending on where you're searching from. where you're actually sitting, Google can see your IP address and the location, most of the time, unless you're hiding it. And so that is a significant factor to that. And so I think I've given a lot of great stuff in this video. If you agree with me, please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends, or definitely comment. If you have any questions or you have any specific scenarios like where you've done something and you want some help with it, feel free to make a comment in the comment section, and I will respond to it. I will read and respond to all comments. And so thank you for watching, and good luck, and have a great day. Bye.